Good morning, everybody. It's Dave. It's 4th of July weekend, and I just got back actually from spending a couple days at the beach with friends. Very enjoyable, had a great time, but obviously I got to get back because there's always work to do. So, got to spend friends and family. My son's birthday is around 4th of July. It actually works out well. My daughter's birthday is a week or two before Memorial Day. And my son's birthday is right at 4th of July. Not on 4th of July, but always on that weekend. And so we get 3-day weekends that we can spend time and usually be able to get time to celebrate at the time of their birthday, as opposed to trying to make time later. And that's nice. So I have a couple friends, some friends down there that who actually watch the videos, or at least they say they do. You know how that goes with friends. Just kidding. Sort of. No, I'm just kidding, I swear. Anyway, they'll be heartbroken. They find the coveralls very sexy, all of them. They've told me so. In fact, they kind of want me to go in the future with a coveralls, no shirt on kind of, sexy farmer calendar look. Not actually sure that's ever going to really happen, but that's what they're pushing for. So the rest of you out there, you just know you have vocal advocates for what they want to see that are behind the scenes. Anyway, I have traded in my coveralls for a sun hat. It's not even 9:30 here. Oh, got a bug in my eye. It's not even 9:30 here. The temperature's already in the mid to high 80s. The humidity's somewhere in the 80% mark. And we're looking at easily into the mid 90s today, and I need to dig some potatoes. So right now I'm standing in the shade, catching a little bit of breeze for the last minute, but let's go dig some potatoes. All right, here we are in the row. You're seeing what I'm seeing. These potatoes did great. I mean, and you can see I've still got some farther down. In fact, these still behind me. Super green. We're planted about 2 weeks after the ones that we're digging. The ones we're digging were planted on, I had to go back and look. They were planted on March 17th. These ones that are, I'm not going to dig today. I may dig a few of those. They've yellowed up pretty well and just see how they look. But these are russets. They were planted right at St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Now I've forgotten. 17th or 18th. Anyway, you get the idea. They're done. We've had a lot of cool weather this spring. They did fantastic up until this past week when the temperature really turned hot, and they just gave out. And of course, then the weeds exploded. As you can see, we got this stuff. This is Johnson grass. If you don't have this where you are, you should go say a prayer and be thankful. Just awful, as well as this stuff. What's that stuff called? It's everywhere. I've heard it called, I think, creeping Charlie. Oh my God, it'll grow 2 feet a day. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Why we're here is for potatoes. So these were russets. I've said in other videos, these are potatoes that I bought that were not seed potatoes. They were Walmart potatoes. And I was so irritated because they sprouted within a week of buying the bag. And so I planted them. I had planned on buying seed potatoes. I had planned on getting, and these showed up and started sprouting. So this is what we got. So we're going to dig these up. I probably got about 10 plants here. And then we've still got more those are kind of fading right now. And then I've got some more here back behind me that these really probably can go for a little bit longer. I'm sure that they have not developed super root systems yet. So we're going to get started doing that. I'm going to turn you around and get you set up so you're looking at the potatoes, and we're going to start digging. Okay, so here we are. I did last year one of my most popular videos whatsoever was digging sweet potatoes. So I hope you enjoy this. We're going to do it in the same way. I'm going to dig plants. We're going to speed it up. And when I say we, I mean my son, who does all my editing. because he's got the magic software that does all that, and I have no clue. But I'm going to dig these up. We're going to move down the row that way, which probably is reverse for you. And we're going to dig some potatoes, and we're going to see what we got here. All right. I hope we get a bounty, a pirate's booty, so to speak. And here we go. Just so you know, that was the seed. That was a big chunk. I don't know why I planted that much. All right, back to it. That'll go to the chickens. Actually, they're gonna have a feast. Alright, well, it's started sprinkling. That was very unexpected. It was sunny and hot just a short time ago when I came out to start all this. And now it's clouded over and we're getting a little bit of rain. I don't think it's going to amount to much. So I'm going to keep pressing forward. And I really want to get these beds done because this is where I want to... I have not started my, well, I've started them, they're in pots, my watermelon. I have one watermelon plant. My wife doesn't eat watermelon. I just plant it kind of just to have, you know, a little bit of watermelon. I don't think I'm going to survive the zombie apocalypse on watermelon, but well, you never know. But I got a couple of watermelon and a couple cantaloupe, and so I really need to get these beds dug so that I can get that in. We're here in the beginning of June, and the varieties I have are small varieties because, as I said, I'm only eating them by myself, so I don't want to get 40-pound watermelons, and then every time I cut into one I got to deal with that. So I get this, I grow the varieties that are a little bit smaller, and this needs to happen right now so that I can get these things planted. If we're talking even 60 or 75 days, we're talking September before I get them. It was a function of space and time, and they just didn't get in earlier. So here we go, dig some more. So I want to apologize a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on with my camera right now, but I keep looking up and it keeps turning off on its own. Maybe it doesn't like the heat either. Could be. In which case I am glad for the shade, because if the sun were still out, it wouldn't work at all. But we're continuing on. We've gotten, let's see here. Hang on one sec. We've gotten this many potatoes so far from about, I don't know, 8 or 10 plants, and we've gotten this many grubs for the chickens, so that's exciting too. They're going to be very happy. The older ones are still a little annoyed with me for introducing new chickens in, and so they've been on a bit of an egg strike, but they're starting to come around now. They just they weren't happy. The plants I'm getting into now, you can see they're still pretty green. I think I'm going to stop here. The ones I dug, about a dozen or so, they were beat. Those plants weren't producing anything more. Those potatoes have been sitting for a few days, or for a week or so, excuse me. And I wanted to get them out of the ground. We have a lot of critters. We have a lot of bugs. We have a lot going on in this mulch pile right now that I didn't want the potatoes to be damaged or destroyed. What we're digging in, quite frankly, is raw. It's just mulch from a apiarist, and I had it delivered. We put it in. I put it in for this bed, as well as several others. Another chicken grub, and it's very loose. It's very friable. It has a lot of bugs in it. It has a lot of activity in it right now as these things are breaking down. The potatoes did well. I expect next year for this bed to be much more fertile, with a lot more nitrogen and other components in it as I amend and add to it all this year. What I did was originally threw the mulch down and simply covered it with a deep layer of grass clippings, and then I had already planted everything and just covered it with grass clippings. The grass clippings have literally gone away to nothing, so we've got a nice carbon nitrogen mix here, and it's only going to get better as I amend it. This fall, this will probably be the bed, and the one behind me that has the other potatoes in it, that will get let me pick you up. That will get a full load of chicken whatnot, and chicken fertilizer. So we have some potatoes. Look down in there. I don't have any monstrous potatoes, but that's okay. Most of the time I either mash them or chop them and cut them and boil them anyway. I wasn't really looking for big baking potatoes. I still have some plants to go. So you can see I got these, and there's one, and then there's a couple more, and then it starts with raspberries. There's one there. I might dig that now. But then I've still got these over here, and those are all pretty much red potatoes. Same deal. Bought them. They immediately started chitting, so I planted them. And this is the same deal, this bed. It's all chips that were covered with a big thick layer of grass, and the grass is just completely gone away. And the chips are working. So that's what I got for you today. The rain stopped, so that's good. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you find the coveralls sexy. Leave a comment. But there's just no way. It is too hot today. Whew. There's just no way. So I'm gonna go grab a scale, and we're gonna weigh these, and then we're gonna be out of here. So be with you in 1 second. All right, so here we are at the scales, and at the produce scales. Actually, I broke out the bathroom scale for this one. So here's the haul. One of these, rubbery buckets. And I'm gonna say that was probably a dozen plants. Probably not the best. Also probably not the most fertile soil, as I was saying before. This is new, literally just wood chips that were put down with grass clippings thrown over them. But this is what I got. This is a bag of potatoes that I paid for, was gonna get thrown away, and instead I've got these. So that's pretty average for the biggest ones right there, but they're decent size. And what we end up with is, let me get it on the scale here. There it is. 8.4 pounds of potatoes. I'll take it. So the other thing I had was the red ones, and as I said, they were still doing pretty well, except when I started to come out, I did find 2 that were stunted and pretty much wiped out. So it wasn't on camera, but you got a bonus reveal here, because the 2 plants that were stunted and had pretty much give out, withered, died, turned yellow, fallen over, kicked the bucket, all that good stuff. This is what I got out of it. And so that comes to almost 2 pounds, 1 1 7/8 probably. And that was just 2 plants. So I have quite a few more of those red ones coming. And so I'm excited about that. This is one of the first years I've done potatoes in the ground and had modest success. I've done them in trash cans and buckets and tried because it's such a neat idea, and had absolutely no success. I am apparently one of the only people on YouTube who cannot grow a potato in a trash can. And I don't overwater them, and the containers I use have holes in the bottom, and all that stuff. I've tried and tried. But what I did learn was maybe that isn't for me, and it's not working. I think my climate simply may get too hot before the potatoes come to harvest, and they end up just literally just roasting in the container, whatever it may be. So that's it. Those are the potatoes. I've got lots more red potatoes coming, and then of course in this fall we'll have sweet potatoes. And I hope that your 4th of July weekend is treating you well. Hope you get to enjoy it, however that may be. If you are not someone who celebrates the 4th of July, I hope you're having a great weekend anyway, and I hope you're thinking about and counting your blessings for whatever freedoms and independence that you do have, and looking for ways to always expand on that. On that note, stay safe, stay prepared, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much.